I'm Noah from Timberbrook Marketing. If you've ever Googled, how do I do content marketing, then you probably came out more confused than when you started, and you are not alone. Small business owners and lean marketing teams face unique challenges. You've got limited time, limited resources, and the pressure to make every post count. So in this deep dive Q&A, I'm answering your real questions with clear, no fluff answers that you can use today. Let's jump in. The first question I get, how often should I be posting content? Honestly, it really does depend on your capacity, but here's the rule. Consistency beats frequency. If you can only post once a week, do that, but do it every single week. The algorithms reward consistency. Your audience builds trust through rhythm. And mentally, it's way easier to stick with something that's predictable than to keep scrambling. If you're just starting, aim for 1 blog post or 1 email per week, or 2 to 3 social posts. Build it from there. What kind of content should I actually be creating? Start thinking about what your customer actually needs. Not what sounds cool, not what your competitors are doing. What are their questions? What are their fears? What are their goals? And then use a simple framework. First, be educational. Teach them something. Next, be inspirational. Show them what's possible. Next, be relational. Build a connection and trust. And finally, you can be promotional and highlight something in your offer, but only do this sometimes. That is something that you want to do very, very limited. Don't be afraid to repeat yourself either. If it's important, say it again. Another thing I hear is, I feel like I'm shouting into the void. Why isn't my content getting engagement? There are 2 likely reasons. You're not speaking to a clear audience, or you're not creating value for them. You're just talking about yourself. Fix that by narrowing your target. Say, this is for small business owners and home services, or this is for overwhelmed solo marketers. Then make sure every single post you do answers one of those real world questions that they have. And finally, engage back. Comment on posts, start conversations, share a take on your industry's trends. Social media is a 2-way street. You can't just post and ghost. Another question I hear is, should I be on every platform? Absolutely not. Trying to show up everywhere just guarantees you'll do nothing well. Pick 1 to 2 platforms where your audience already is. If you're in B2B, LinkedIn and email might be the bread and butter. If you're B2C, Instagram, YouTube, and maybe even Facebook. Master those before you branch out. You're better off being a rock star in 1 spot than invisible in 5. How do I repurpose content without sounding repetitive? Repurposing isn't lazy, it's smart. 1 blog post can turn into 5 social posts, a short video, 1 email, a podcast talking point, a carousel or infographic. Think of your content like a tree. The blog is the trunk, everything else is a branch. The key is to shift the format or angle, not necessarily the message. Tell the same story in different ways for different people on different platforms. Another question, what is the best tool for managing content? The one that you will actually use. ClickUp, Notion, Google Sheets, they all work if you use them consistently. What matters is having a clear calendar, a content library, a simple approving or posting workflow, and if you're a solo operator, keep it even simpler. Your tool could be a spreadsheet and a reminder on your phone. What's the biggest mistake that you see in content marketing? I'd say the biggest mistake is trying to go viral instead of building value. The content that grows your business isn't always flashy. It's the steady, helpful, trust-building stuff delivered consistently. The blog that answers a customer's question, the video that explains how your service works, the email that nudges someone to finally reach out. Content marketing is a long game, but when you play it well, it compounds. Content marketing isn't magic, but it does work. When you approach it with clarity, strategy, and consistency. You don't need to be a content machine. You need to be relevant, repeatable, and real. Start small, show up consistently, and do not be afraid to ask your audience what they want to see. If this helped you and you're ready to finally build a content system that fits your business, head on over to timberbrookmarketing.com. You'll find tools, templates, and support to help turn your content into real growth. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to like, comment, subscribe on this video, or send us an email at info@timberbrookmarketing.com. I'll see you next time.